and the Better Show. If you're a sports fan, now it's time to play the odds and make every bet count. New episodes post every Thursday on your favorite streaming service. Now introducing Rob Kowalski, the bookie, and Randy White, the Better.
Welcome back to another episode of The Bookie and Better. I am your host, Robert Kowalski, joined once again by my bestest of friends, Nick Schulte.
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
Randy White.
Thanks, Rob.
Well, you know, I see an awful lot of paper, and this again, I preface this to everyone listening to us on the podcast. This makes for really, really horrible audio, but there's just like a bunch of paper in front of the both of you, and I'm not sure like what this is about. Like, what's everyone so excited about?
My big question right now is, and I don't see it on any of the props. So Taylor Swift is going to probably get there around the second quarter.
This is going to happen.
So I'm just curious if you're going to put a prop out there that shows how many times they go up and shoot her in the suite with all of her friends.
This is a family show. What are you talking about shooting?
Well, you know what I mean. If they're going to film her up there, do a little video clip of her with all the parties, and who knows? Jason Kelce may try to jump out of that suite half naked, but I don't see that prop on here. Is that it's not a big deal?
Sure, Randy. Let's have that kind of show.
I just want to know, have you guys seen the average suite cost? If you want to get a suite for this Super Bowl, what the average price of those suites are going for?
I literally have no idea. How much is it going for?
$2.5 million is the average suite cost. Christian McCaffrey can't even afford it for his wife, he said. Yeah, he said, it's like, I'm priced out of this one.
But there's only like a couple of suites left, I believe.
Yeah, I know
all the casinos have
so the casinos have bought them,
yeah,
of course.
I mean, that's okay. We kind of knew that was going to happen. But I'm just curious, is Taylor paying $2.5 million for to see half of a Super Bowl?
Well, I'm betting she's in somebody's suite. Now, she's doing the old, I guess you'd call it red-eye flight after her concert from Tokyo.
I don't know if you call it a red eye if it's your own jet.
I think they should get married at halftime of the Super Bowl 50. And let's just really go out there. And if they can adopt me, because they both have money.
I think at the end of the day, it's good for the sport. I mean, how many new viewers, new fans? Who cares how they got there? But it's just bringing more people into the game of football, and so I'm happy about it. I know there's a lot of people pissed off that they're spending too much time showing her and this, that, and it's just white noise. You know, focus on the game. But.
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
What's the strike rate on Randy singing on an episode? Are we at 90%?
I think it's more like 100%. It depends on if you want to count the episodes where he hasn't been here. But.
Well, yeah. I'm out of the hospital now, and it's good to be back. And
I'd love to see you audition for one of those voice shows or something like that. I think that would be.
That would
be
work.
Pure gold.
I'm really good in the shower. My voice really is good in the shower.
Does anybody else hear it?
No.
Okay. Well,
but it is good. And, I say this lovingly, okay? I don't know what I'm going to do without football. I really don't. I'm going to have to take up, I sent it to you guys today, weekend bowling. Because
you're not going to go bowling.
I've got to do something because I don't know if I can take my wife 24/7.
You're going to span the globe with me every week. As I've hinted to, I'm going to explore sport unlike anything we've ever discussed.
Yeah,
I'm game for that.
And don't we have the new football league or whatever coming in April?
Yeah, it's the minor league outfit.
Some of the uniforms I've just witnessed. Have you seen the uniforms?
I haven't seen anything about it.
I will give them credit. The aquas and the limes and all that.
The aquas?
Yeah, real colored blue, They got some wild uniforms.
Yeah, I think this is honestly also a new record for the largest digression.
Yeah.
Without actually talking about point spreads.
I apologize for that, but it is an off week this week. There's no way I can watch the Pro Bowl, whatever you want to call it.
I don't see that. Is there any betting on the Pro Bowl? I mean,
I have betting, period. We don't have to bet on a Pro Bowl. Is it even a Pro Bowl anymore?
It isn't.
By the way, did I tell you that I was Mr. Met for like 2 seasons?
Okay.
Like the guy with the big...
Yeah, the head. I was in the paper mache head. You guys don't know this. You're talking about singing.
Let's see a dance move right here, right now. I mean, you guys had to do something.
Well, no, first off, you have to balance this head. The head weighs 20 pounds. So it sits on your shoulder like on a little harness, and there's some curves to it, so it doesn't completely fall off. But picture, it's 97 degrees. It's July.
Oh, humidity.
It's humid, right? Because Queens, it's very humid. And it's Little League baseball bat day for all the kids 12 years of age and under. So they get a toy bat.
That sounds very exciting.
And then you make an appearance in the left field terrace.
Wow.
And you
I've
get
learned a lot about you
clubbed
today.
into your
You
paper
get
mache
clubbed.
head with the bat. Because what do you do with the bat when you see a ball? You hit it.
Yeah.
I cursed out a child that day.
What? And you get those ornery little kids even back then, right? They just want to destroy you.
It's very.
I just remembered that. It was something that I buried deep in the recesses.
Wow.
But Randy was talking about singing and doing
Well,
it in
coming
costume.
Again, it's off week. We got to get our game faces on, get ready for this next week, in which all the hype. I mean, seriously.
No, I don't want to just gloss over this. Did you have to audition to be Mr. Met?
No, I
Or-
worked 10 years for
Well,
the
yeah.
Mets. For those
I've
that didn't
learned a
know
lot
that,
today.
I worked 10 years for the Mets.
Only back east could you get away with this.
Cursing at kids
Yeah.
as Mr. Met.
Yeah.
It happened. It happened.
Some of those kids probably remember you now. They're watching our podcast.
And they're saying that guy
that
cursed
is the
me
guy.
out.
Yes.
I feel like I cursed out 2 kids driving through the school zone this morning.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's the East Coast thing. But
Wow.
You know what I've decided just now? I'm not even going to mention the point spread of the Super Bowl. This
it's
episode's going to
irrelevant.
go by. I'm not going to talk about side total money line. We're in too deep. We've gone, I don't know how many minutes now without mentioning a number or any kind of VIG attached to it. So I've decided for this episode, we're not going to talk about the Super Bowl side total money line. However, and all of you are tuning in and you're listening in, thank you, by the way, if you are. Of course, if you're enjoying this. And why are you not if you aren't watching this deep?
It's a comedy segment.
Subscribe and like, please. Thank you.
But Rob, seriously, I really looking at this game and looking at it from a week out. The alternate point spreads this year, with the spreads being so close with off the board, and I know
Right.
we don't want to talk about the alternate point spreads. There's some great, really, you can get some good money back on some of these odds.
Yeah, I definitely think there's value in.
So what I'm going to ask the both of you today is to work from the inside out. And so I'm not asking you today about the side total money line of the game. We're going to find our way to that number next week by finding out how you even got there, right? So you already are looking at alternate point spreads, maybe even alternate totals, but how did we get there? And we look at those by player propositions, obviously, right? So let's take a look at some of these so we could find a way of how you got to your number next week. Oh, which, by the way, also stay tuned for that because we're going to get an awful lot of opinions. So you could also get a hive mind idea for where we're at in terms of a consensus. Of course, not going to come from me. I don't make picks here. I only offer up a product. Nick, 2 quarterbacks are playing in the Super Bowl on the 11th day of February, named Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes. I set passing touchdowns as a proposition for both. Anything stick out if I tell you that both of them are at 1.5 touchdown passes thrown, a little bit of a VIG to the over?
What's the minus 115?
Depends on who you're talking about. I'm guessing you're mentioning Purdy because 49ers is your lead.
Yeah.
Heavier, $1.25 to win $1.
$1.25. I think for sure he's got 2 touchdowns, so I think it's an easy bet. I don't know if I'd give up 25% to get in on it, but yeah.
Is that too cheap or too expensive, Randy?
I think that's too expensive. I know, and we're not talking totals, but he's already got the 49ers with like 34 points over here. So
I'm going to find out how he got there. We will. I'm telling you.
Okay,
we will get there.
I'm just saying. I think
the
that's
only
a
thing
little steep.
that concerns me a little bit about that is just McCaffrey. Because he's going to be a beast. He's guaranteed at least 1 touchdown in this game. So, what's a McCaffrey anytime touchdown? Minus 600?
Hold that thought. And I'm going to come back to that right after this. Mahomes is also at 1.5 touchdown passes thrown. This one's heavily juiced to the over at $1.60 to win $1. Am I going to get you to bite to go under 2 touchdown passes thrown if I tell you I'll give you $1.40 for every dollar?
Yes, you would.
We have a bet. Nick?
I would also take that.
You're going to say Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl will not throw 2 touchdowns.
Well, and again, we're going to get there.
We are going to get there.
I have some insight, again,
How
my
many
little computer.
How many touchdowns did he throw last week?
What?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Very good.
We will probably talk about this as we get later into the week next week. Field goals are going to be a major part of this Super Bowl, and I'm saying it a week out. Field goal props take over. There's going to be a lot of field goals in this game.
Nick, is there going to be a lot of field goals in this game?
If you want to watch kicking, go watch soccer. That's how I feel about field goals.
Football.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
You're hearing it here first. I'm giving it to you right now.
So, all right, this I didn't expect the show to go this way. A field goal filled Super Bowl.
You're going to have a bunch.
Unders in touchdown passes thrown.
From one team.
From one team. And I actually went back to Nick, you wanted to talk about touchdowns, and I wanted to talk not only about touchdowns, but
He tries to trap you on this. Be careful. Trap.
Can we talk about this
Okay, yeah.
4 weeks
go
ago?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Let's stop right now. I don't trap.
Not you.
You just put the product.
Use guys. Use guys.
Because that's a
trap.
Beck East thing. Use guys. Yes.
How?
Yes.
Anytime touchdowns actually is what I wanted to spin into something a little bit even deeper. First touchdown of the game.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. So coin flips being what they are, we don't know how that's going to go because those are random.
Quick side note: did you guys see that there's a bettor in Las Vegas at the Caesars Superbook that put $100,000 to win $95,000 on tails?
But it's a 50-50 proposition.
No, it's a minus 105 proposition.
But
No,
it's
but to
50-50.
flip a
Yeah, to
coin.
flip a coin's a
50,
50-50.
yeah.
So he's given up $5,000 in juice for a 50-50 prop.
I don't do this often. I'm going to just stare straight into the camera and tell you that if you spend more than 1 basis point higher than an even money proposition on a coin flip, I'd like to talk to you privately.
Okay,
The
anytime touchdowns.
the first touchdown is actually what I want to take a look at.
And are we talking when we say first touchdown, opening drive,
I
or
don't
just
care.
first touchdown?
Hey, Randy, we might not see the first touchdown until the fourth quarter, based on your premise.
Well,
Field goals.
And one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at it, because I mean, Super Bowl's full of props, is just make sure you're reading all the props you're betting on, because there's a big difference between first score of the game and anytime touchdown. So a couple years ago, I bet Gronk, and I thought I won a lot, then realized they kicked a field goal first and was highly disappointed. But live and learn. Live and learn.
That's exactly correct. That's actually a very good point. And we are very overdue for a 101. But read what you're betting, right? It's kind of like the terms and conditions. Everyone gets a instruction manual and just throws it up in the air and says, yeah, I'll figure this out. Well, you're buying something here that's actually like stands to like pay you or make you not win, based on what you're making a bet on. So understand exactly what you're betting on.
and how
here.
many prop bets do you think the book at Baldini's? What is the book at Baldini's going to carry us for as far as total possible number of props? I mean, it's a book, right?
It is a book.
And
It's literally a book at the book, right? And right now, I think it's gotten up to 6 pages. So you just extrapolate out just the index props alone. If you just take a look at those, that's already in the hundreds. So there's so many different multipliers that you can choose from. Not to mention the ability to parlay propositions. For those of you that are interested in finding a correlation in the game,
Big money.
I don't think that many places actually offer you the opportunity to parlay propositions. Well, Baldini's does. And it's actually right on the second page of it. Or if you're, of course, just betting it from your mobile device, even easier, just go to the section that says parlay props.
And I believe, I was just looking, I'm glad you brought that up, Rob. I was just looking this past weekend. I don't believe even any book in the South is allowing you to parlay props, but the book at Baldini said you can parlay the props.
Encouraging them to
Yes,
parlay,
yes.
some may say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a good deal, especially if you like these props. You can parlay them, and I've got several. But I was hoping I was going to see that Taylor Swift prop on there, but that's coming, so we'll get to that down the road.
Is there a prop of will he propose?
That's what I said. Halftime.
Propose at halftime.
Yeah.
What if she's not even there yet?
Huh? No, she'll be there by the start of second quarter. She
You know
came
that.
outside. Well,
There's a
that's what-
prop on that. If you want to go, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do Taylor Swift. Ready?
I don't really want this show to get way off.
No.
Taylor
no,
Swift.
we're there. We're there. It's now, I don't know, 20 minutes in.
And I brought her up like 5 times. You can tell I'm enthused about this.
Perfect. So am I. Let's go. No, Nick. No.
It's a Taylor Swift thing, but I have a question. Like I did see that I don't know where she put it in, but she bet $3 million for the Chiefs to beat the Ravens. I'm just curious. Is that any kind of a conflict? I mean, at what point are wives allowed to bet on their husbands?
Who did that?
Taylor Swift put $3 million on the Chiefs to beat the Ravens.
I want to see the ticket.
Again,
Is
I
that like-
just saw the article.
Is that
Again,
like illegal trading?
Yeah, well, that was my question. I mean, at what point? I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of a gray area. but-
This relationship is
All right, you
really
ready?
getting
Here we go.
strong.
Here's the show.
Okay.
This is where we're at now. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift on the field after the game? Yes or no?
Oh, I like the prop.
If he proposes in the suite, though, do you lose? Because it's not on the field.
Well, I'm going to go one step
No.
further.
It specifically
Read your
says,
bets.
the syntax says on the field.
What's defined as the field?
The field is the playing area, the inside the box.
Okay, so sideline wouldn't count.
Sure.
Again,
no problem.
read your
Let's
bets.
make it on the field.
On the
I'm going to
field.
go one step here. If the Chiefs lose, no proposal. He's going to be too down.
You see, and this is not a show about asking you if San Francisco or Kansas City is going to win. So
yeah.
you can't make this proposition bet because what you're asking for
Well,
is a bet that might not happen.
true. I got you.
Because if Kansas City loses,
Yeah,
the prop won't happen because you're saying that
he'll
he
call
won't
it
propose.
off. He'll call it off.
We lost. I'm a loser.
Yeah.
How could I propose to Taylor Swift if I just lost the Super Bowl?
That's a tough sell. Boy, that.
What's the no?
But realistically,
You're asking me to actually make a price on this.
Well, I'm just curious. I would take the no because I don't think it's going to happen.
I
I'm
think
also
there's too
curious
much going on.
If
There's too many things.
Is
in
there a
mind.
prop on will Travis Kelce sign a prenup? Because I mean,
Okay,
she's worth like what $3 billion or
Guys,
something like that.
this can't happen.
We're off the deep end.
What deep end? We're not even in the show anymore.
Hey, it's an off week. Remember what I said? Off week. Okay, we're good.
He is not proposing to her after the Super Bowl.
I like better is his brother going to get drunk and be half naked and jump out of the.
I would
See-
take the yes on that.
Yeah.
Will Taylor Swift perform as a guest during the halftime show?
Oh,
Yes or no?
I just heard that today.
I would take the yes.
They're
on that.
asking her to do that.
I
A
would-
little spoof.
I
I
would
don't know
take
if
the
that'll
yes on
happen, right? I mean, you're only a week out.
It's. I think it depends on how big Usher's ego is, but maybe he can share the stage.
Well, he actually wants to bring her on the stage.
Oh, okay. Well, I would take the
That's
yes.
what I heard today.
I would say.
But I think, we got to keep football on the game, okay? Wait, this is all about, and I know all of her, she's really getting all these people now to lock on to her. It's become the Taylor Swift Kansas City Chiefs.
It's Swifties.
I've never
Yeah,
been so
Swift.
shell shocked in my life than I am right now.
I'm just,
I have no idea where to even go right now.
I don't either because I'm off football.
All I'll say is, since Taylor Swift started showing up at the games, the Chiefs brand has increased $332 million in value. So
Maybe we should change our logo.
To the
and
Swifties?
Put Taylor Swift.
Oh,
The Taylor Swift
yeah.
better
Well-
show.
Have you guys been to Allegiant Stadium?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Really nice stadium.
It's magnificent.
So I wouldn't, because obviously the big things happen in Vegas. I wouldn't be shocked that one of their managers or agents isn't trying to formulate some kind of a big thing where she can get in on the hype.
Are we still on Taylor Swift?
do you think she needs the hype?
It's all about money, baby.
I know. She makes that
Money,
shit ton.
money. Just like the bookies try to trap you. Money, money.
I just wanted to know, You're a Raiders fan, correct?
I am.
How do you feel about knowing that either the Chiefs or the Niners are going to be celebrating in your home stadium?
Well, it's going to probably be quite a while before the Raiders get to celebrate. Somebody should.
I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone that was building Allegiant Stadium back when it was still just concrete took a Kansas City Chiefs banner flag and buried it in the concrete. That went over well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Them's fighting words.
Ooh.
How'd that go?
Not good.
I do though, Rob. I'm impressed with some of the props and again to get off of the Swifties.
Hold on, wait. I could talk about sports betting
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a sports betting show, isn't it?
I apologize for going off the deep end, but it is Vegas and we are on an off week. So there's a lot of things to talk about this week.
I just don't think he's proposing. I just don't see that happening.
Are we still on?
I think they have like a
Can
reality show
I
or something
get
like that afterwards.
one selection on the first touchdown scored in the Super Bowl?
First points or touchdown?
Touchdown.
First touchdown scored.
I don't care how you get in. You could fall in ass backwards, catch, throw.
You just want the 6.
Can I please get a selection from the both of you before I break down and maybe break things?
Juice check.
What?
I think he is going to be the first touchdown scored, and I'm going to get probably, 2,500 to 1 on that?
Well, don't go that far.
Oh, come on.
You're telling me that the fullback's going to score the first touchdown of the game?
Yeah, nobody's going to be expecting it.
I'll give you 45 to 1 on that.
I'd take it.
Who's the first touchdown scored?
Well, I actually was thinking about this. I think it'll be Pacheco for the Chiefs will get the first touchdown. But don't forget, what has it been the last 2 or the last one? Mahomes scored the first touchdown. Maybe I'll go with Mahomes again.
To rush.
To rush for a touchdown or catch his own pass.
I think that's only a Lamar
Okay,
thing.
listen, that's never going to happen.
What happened last week?
Okay.
Lamar Jackson.
What odds do you want for that to happen on either Purdy's or Mahomes?
Well, I'm
base?
not going to bet that, but it did happen.
No. Let's put out a number right
here
now.
we go again.
Let's find a buy price. Are you buying if I give you 75 to 1?
No. Because I agree with you, but
So it's 75 to 1. You're not going to
I'm
bite.
not buying it.
Are you biting at 75 to 1?
No, I don't think that one's going to happen. But is there a prop on a bank shot? You know, a pass that's completed off a face mask. I mean, legend has it after last week's game, a lineman
Brandon
heard.
Ayuk's catch was completely ridiculous.
Legend has it that a lineman heard Brock Purdy say "bank shot" as he released that ball.
Get out
Oh,
of
my
here.
God. Here we go with Brock Purdy again. Oh, this guy's like a god, isn't he?
I'm just, hey, the kid's a winner. I mean,
real quick though, I've got it. Do your analogy of Brock being MVP.
Of the Super, please preface of the Super Bowl.
Of the Super Bowl.
Very good. Go
Super
ahead.
Bowl MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Brock Purdy, number 13, is the quarterback of the 49ers. 4 + 9 is 13. This is Super Bowl 58. 5 and 8 is 13. And the Super Bowl we played on February 11th, which is 2/11, also known as 2 + 11 is 13. So I think
only
the
here on our
math
podcast.
does not lie. Another fun fact, since 2004, teams wearing white in the Super Bowl are 16-3. Because it's an AFC stadium, the Chiefs will be wearing their home red colors and the Niners will be wearing their away white colors. So I think the stars and planets are aligning, and it's going to be a Niners Super Bowl.
Chris, why didn't you tell me this was going to happen? I had tinfoil lined up last week, and I needed it more than ever right now.
I got one more for you. Last time the Niners were in the Super Bowl was 2019. Technically, it was in 2020, but it was a 19 season. Jimmy Garoppolo that season threw for 27 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. This year, in the 2023 season, Patrick Mahomes threw for 27 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. So my conclusion is Mahomes is going to be this year's Jimmy Garoppolo.
You remember Ripley's Believe It or Not, or is that a little too in the past for you?
Well,
Yeah, I
you
think
did
that
some.
was-
Do you remember that?
I saw
At all?
a black and white tape one time.
I'm
something
gonna
like that.
recreate a brand new one. I'm gonna call it Schulte's Believe It or Not.
This is a totally amazing. You did some studying.
Got Got the algorithm.
Unbelievable.
Numbers don't lie. And what have we learned this year? The trend is your friend.
Well, and remember this one. You know my famous saying, defense wins championships. You got two very good defenses in this Super Bowl. So defense will win a championship game. I don't know how I'm right so many times.
Can we check the stats on that statement? Because I would love to see that line graph. All I'm saying
is anyone going to add anything to this show of like legit content?
I thought that was pretty legit.
The
his
13,
analogies.
the lucky number 13.
Just a bunch of just randomness.
Isn't it odd though how they?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not.
Okay.
But alternate point spreads. Start looking at it heavy, because there's opportunity there.
Give me one. Give me one.
I like the Chiefs to win by 7.5 or more. I actually like, if you really had the guts and glory, because it is at plus $10, is to take 49ers at 20 or more. Because, a lot of Super Bowls are blowouts.
20.5.
That's what I said. Didn't I say 20.5?
All right. So you like Kansas City to win by 7.5 or 8 or more points, and you also like San Francisco to win by 20 or more points. I'm just saying those
alternate point spreads, opportunity is there for it to happen. I don't think the Chiefs are going to beat them 34-10. I think the 49ers can beat the Chiefs by a 34-10 score.
You're saying this on a show that we're not talking about the final score of the game.
I'm just, you asked my opinion about the alternate points.
I did, right. I walked into that.
So I just giving you some clues. Here we go again. See? They want to hurt the better. But I'm giving you insight. Look at it. There's some good odds there.
Folks, I don't know how this happened. I really did prepare. I take notes. I come with data, like real data that you have to make a show like this. And I just have to say, I'm kind of at a loss for words. But
now, I do want to give you one more though, because you got me on a roll now. So to score on their first drive, now that's a field goal or a touchdown, correct? The Chiefs are at plus 110. Then I like that. I like the Chiefs to score on their first drive. Again, any field goal, safety, whatever.
Okay, so here's what we're going to take for the show notes of this episode. The MVP is clearly Brock Purdy. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Which you would think if he's the MVP, they won the game, but we're not talking about that right now.
You say like that's even a possible. They're going to win the game. There's no ifs, ands.
Very good. And then just 24 inches away from you, we have someone saying that Kansas City will win by 8 points or more. And at the same time, San Francisco will win by 20 points or more. And there will be a lot of field goals.
Covering both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you bet everything, you got to win something, right?
Well, no, I'm just giving you the take on the odds. So if you were betting man, you liked either one of those teams.
Can you please provide what were the odds? Right. So this is obviously at a really big positive.
Chiefs at minus 7.5 or more.
Right. Are
plus 280.
Plus 280. Very good.
49ers to win by 20 or more is plus $10.
Okay. So split it down the middle. 12. You're looking at 6-1, no matter how you break it down.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I like the Niners to win by 14.5 at plus 525. And I haven't really seen it on here, but I do think there's going to be a defensive touchdown this game. So,
he will have that on there.
I know it's going to be on there. I'm not sure what the odds
or a
on
safety.
But I do think that, you look at the heart and the soul of that Niners team and how many of those players were on the team back in 2020 when they lost to the Chiefs. And I think now they got their quarterback. Now it's their year, it's their time, and they're going to come out with something to prove and something to leave on the field. So I think the Niners run away with this. I think Mahomes starts kind of throwing some Hail Marys. We already know they really can't catch. They've made some catches in the postseason, but regular season, that was lacking. But I think they start trying to force the ball a little too much, and that turns into a pick six for the Niners. So I think they run away
and
with
if you really had the guts all. You can get Travis Kelce to win the MVP at 20-1.
It could be 500-1, things that will never happen.
You know what I'm going to do?
He's got a better chance of asking Taylor Swift to marry him than he is.
And I can't think of a better way to conclude this unbelievable episode.
Can I parlay that?
Yes, you can. You could parlay that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end. I just literally thought of a proposition because, and by the way, again, horrific audio. I'm wearing a Nail Viscaris t-shirt. I'm going to go ahead and do a Taylor Swift prop for you. That's okay. If you don't know, okay. We need to go there.
I'm just asking.
I'm going to give you a Taylor Swift inspired prop that I just thought of because what else could we end the show with? Travis Kelce to not receive yardage equal to anywhere between 19 and 87 yards. Anything outside of that, I'm going to give you 4-1 odds.
So if he has over 87 yards, we win.
88 or more, you win. 18 or less, you win. See what I did there?
It's called the trap.
1987. I did research. I did research for the show.
1987. I like it.
I hate it.
I would take I would take 4-1 odds on that.
I would too.
I just memed the show, and you guys are taking it serious.
We're bettors.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise we're going to come with real bets next episode. I'm your host, Robert Kowalski, joined by my best of friends, Nick
Look
Schulte,
at the alternate point spread.
Randy Wyke.
Pretty for MVP.
Bye now.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to The Bookie and the Better Show. New episodes post every Thursday on your favorite streaming service.